We beat a very good, Purdue Fort Wayne team. I mean, I've watched them and I've watched John coach his team for some years. They've been very, very successful. I knew the type of opponent we were playing when we scheduled them, and I thought it was great for our guys to be in this type of a game again, where, coming down to close the game, we're in a position where we're going to have to make plays and we have to get stops. And I thought we were able to really step up in that moment and make the plays offensively we needed to make. But more importantly, we were able to defend it, very, very well and rebound the basketball.
Johnny, first off, congratulations on 150 wins at UCF. Your team shot 2 of 20 from the three-point line tonight. What do you have to do better in the future to avoid some of those mistakes?
Well, some of the shots we took were good shots. We just missed them. The one thing I have confidence in is my guys' ability to make shots. It hadn't happened, thus far, but that's going to happen. The thing about the season is it's a long year, and you're going to have stretches where, you're making a lot of them. You're going to have some stretches where you aren't. But as long as you're taking good shots, you're making connecting plays, and our guys are connecting with each other, finding each other open, and they're taking good shots. As long as we do that, I feel great. Because I know ultimately, whether you make them or don't, you have to still find a way to win. And I thought we found a way to win, especially defensively tonight.
Coach, congrats on 150. Tonight, Keyshawn talked a lot about how they couldn't get up for the game like they did against Texas A&M. Coming off such an emotional win, how hard is it for you to get your guys ready to play, no matter who the opponent is?
Absolutely. Very, very important, to challenge our guys. Of course, human nature kicks in. You have a win that's considered a big win, early in the season, and now you turn around, you're playing a team that you may not have known as well. From a player's perspective, we as coaches know, all these teams and the other coaches, so we know, so we're trying to impart that information to them. But sometimes they're young people, and they have to get out there and experience first, and then when they start to experience, they realize like, oh wow, they're a very, very good basketball team. This is exactly what the coaching staff was telling me, and you find a way. I thought they were able to dig deep and make the plays necessary to win at the end against an experienced basketball team. This team, they won 20-plus games last year. They have all their players back. They have one of the best perimeters, back as far as Jackson and Bello and Robertson. These guys are really good players. I mean, so I knew it was going to be a tough challenge for us, no matter what. And I thought our guys really responded, really well, and I was able to close the game out and get a good win.
Coach, you guys were able to transition from shooting the 3-ball late in the game to attacking the paint and getting to the free throw line a whole lot. What was that transition? Did you guys see something opening up to try to take advantage of?
Well, we saw that they were in foul trouble. They were in foul trouble. We were in the bonus and double bonus. And so when we saw that, of course, we wanted to continue to be aggressive. And that's kind of what we wanted to do probably the second half of the second half. We wanted to just be aggressive. And guys were able to get downhill, get fouled or make plays at the basket. I thought DJ was terrific at not scoring it, but finding guys, Benny, Mustafa, Keyshawn, in key situations on the court where we're able to make those plays and get finishes or fouls around the basket.
You mentioned this Mustafa. So how proud are you of his takeover late in the game, especially at such a young age?
You know what? I was really, really proud. I commended him at the end of the game because often you see like a 17, 18-year-old, make plays like that to end the game in such an environment. And he was terrific. I mean, he showed a lot of poise, and that's what you want to see. I'm still learning about these guys. This is our second game, including exhibition games. This is our fourth game. When you have that many new players, I'm still learning about what they're like in games. Practicing games are different. And so I'm learning what they can do and who, can step up in those moments. And he did a great job.
Coach, congrats on 150. You talked about trusting your players' ability to make shots, and well, they made quite a lot of them from the free throw line tonight, almost as many as from the floor.
Absolutely, and they're good free throw shooters. So we can get to the line. I'm confident these guys are capable of knocking them down at a high percentage, and that's one reason we want to get there. Because we know we can shoot a good percentage from the line. And so again, I thought our guys played our system. It put them in position where they can get to the basket and/or get fouled. And it's something that we have to continue to build off of. That's something we can't forget. But more importantly, I was happy how we defended them from getting to the line. I thought we defended them hard. They were hitting the paint. They were aggressively attacking us. And I thought our guys did a really good job of being disciplined and not picking up fouls in those situations which led us to have a disparity like this from the free throw line.
You had Juice, of course, going 8 for 8 from the line. Keyshawn with 8 and 9. He had that double-double. Just how big is that two-way swing with Keyshawn?
Well, Keyshawn's a terrific player. I mean, he's just scratching the surface of how good he can be, especially in a new system again. So I'm excited to see, where he can go, because he's a 3-level scorer. He's physical. He can get fouled. As you see, he took nine free throws. He had a double-double with 12 rebounds. So you have a player that can do a lot out there to impact winning. And I thought you saw a lot of that, especially in the second half today.
You also had Niels come up for a little bit of limited playing time, ended up kind of providing a spark with that shot he made early on. And what do you value out of him tonight?
Niels is Niels. I mean, I love his game. I think he what he does, he steadies us when he comes in the game. He can play multiple positions when he comes in. He can play the 1 or he can play the 2. Of course, he's a very good shooter from behind the arc. He can also pass the basketball. And he knows my system. He's been with me, so I'm confident when I put him in the game, he's going to do the things necessary to help us win.
Coach, turnovers, I bet you weren't happy with 8 in the first half, 13 to finish the game. How do you guys got to clean up the play?
We have to be stronger with the basketball, and we have to keep it simple. We got to keep it simple, meaning that as long as you keep it simple, the ball will move and it'll be safe. It's when you try to maybe force a little bit or try to fit something, that's when you turn the ball over a little more. So we have to be a little more patient. You understand? Keep it more simple. And if we do that, I think we'll take our turnover number down.
Keyshawn talked about you mentioning limiting Purdue Fort Wayne's offense to missing 9 of their last 10 from the floor. Just be able to elaborate on that and why you found that very important for them.
Well, it's very important because coming down the stretch, man, it's really a tie ball game with about 4 minutes to go. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that, there's no do-over. In that last 4 minutes, we have to lay it all out on the line. And I thought our guys did that. They played with a desperation at the end. I thought they were desperation plays where you saw guys flying around like I like to see my team do. I thought they secured the rebound off of all the misses that, Purdue Fort Wayne had. I thought they really were focused and made all the right plays down the stretch. And the only way we could win that game is by doing that, and I'm really proud of them.
They had those down the stretch plays against Texas A&M as well. Like, what do you find that their strength is when they reach that type of state? And do you want to maybe have them not do that to kind of have a bigger lead, or do you rather prefer them in such a state because it produces better basketball?
No, absolutely. I think we'd like to be in a better position coming down the stretch, to be quite honest. But for me, what it shows is they have a will to win. When everything is equal, coming down the stretch, that will to win, that desire just comes out in players. And I think you've seen that in our team. This an unbelievable desire to want to win the game and to find a way to do that. Because like I said, in this game, it's not as if we were shooting lights out where we could rely on our offense. We had to rely on playing together. We had to rely on getting stops and rebounding the basketball. And I think that's a big lesson for this team. Winning a game like that shows that you're capable of winning games like that. And then you combine, when you are playing, offensively and shooting at a good level, then that just makes you, even more competitive.
Obviously, Benny's versatility and athleticism on defense is big. He ends up with 8 points tonight. What have you seen him grow as an offensive player?
Well, Benny's a really good player. He has a very good feel for the game. I think he's shown some of that, whether he comes in at the 4 or the 5. You can play him at multiple positions, which really helps. He can guard multiple positions. Of course, he finishes well, like I said before. And like I said, he kind of finds himself in the right places, especially offensively, where guys can find him for easy baskets. I think you saw some of that today. And I'm really, really happy that we have him because he's definitely helped lift our program and our team up with his energy and with how hard he plays.
Coach, you look at pregame, you see Jalen Sellers grabbing a basketball, dribbling around. It looks like he wants to be out there.
Oh, he does.
How close is he?
It's still day to day. He's not in a situation where, there's no timetable on where he is. We just want Jalen to be fine and ready to go whenever that time comes. But as always, I'm optimistic. I'm rooting for him, but it's just day to day, and we'll see.
I wanted to ask, I see Dior Johnson with a back brace on sometimes before pregame. Is he on limited minutes due to injury, or is he just trying to find minutes in the rotation?
He's just keeping that warm. He's in a position where he can come out and help. He's just learning our system. I mean, he just ain't like any young player first year, and he's just learning what we do, and he's going to have his opportunities because it's a long year. Those guys have to, be ready for their moment, and no different than some of the guys that are in the game now for us. Be ready for your opportunity because it's going to happen, and be ready to help your team, and I know he will. Sticking
to questions about injuries, Tyler Hendricks was obviously a big part of your rotation last year. He's missed both games. Do you have an update on his status?
Similar. He's still day to day as well. I expect him to be back, as well. I mean, it's not, anything that's going to keep him out, I think long term. It's just that you got a little banged up, but I think he'll be fine. Nothing's broken or anything like that. It's just basketball, and sometimes you get dinged up and you need some time to recover.
Time for one or two more. Coach, it feels like every time J.J. Taylor is in, he extends the pressure to full court. What does he do that the others don't to let you have that point of attack defender from the full court?
Well, JJ gives us, the ability to play a lot of different defenses, mix up what we do, his ability to, guard multiple positions, his activity with his length. It really helps us. And so, again, as a young guy playing his first college games, really, I think he's making a great adjustment. He's really helped us. His minutes have been productive, and that's what you want to see happen. You want to see him continue to grow, in that role as he gets more and more comfortable with what we do.
Coach, what does reaching for a win number 150 here in Orlando mean to you, and what do you want the team to take from this game as they face FAU next?
Well, when I look at the 150, first of all, and I said this to my team afterwards when they were congratulating me, that I couldn't have 150 without any players. I've been very fortunate to coach good players. That's given me an opportunity to get 150 wins here. And so really, really just happy that and fortunate that I've been grateful that I've been able to work with some amazing young men. So it means more to me because it's something that we did as a team, not an individual honor. It's something that I'm doing with each group of new players that come in every year. That's what makes it exciting.
All set?
What do you take from this match as you go on to FAU? What do you hope they learn from this?
Well, we have to keep taking steps at getting better every practice and every game. That's the biggest thing right now. I mean, it's so early in the season that I just want my team to continue to just get better, learn the lessons from each one of these games. It's something that we can learn when we watch film and talk about from each one of these games, and we have to be able to apply that in the next game and continue to grow. So that's the exciting part is coaching is, you shouldn't be a finished product in early November. It's such a long year. What we want to do is continue to improve in the areas that we think we need to get better. If we do that, and then by the time we get further and further in the season, I think we'll be a better and better team.
Awesome.
Right,
Congrats,
thanks,
Coach.
everybody.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all.